This conference will now be recorded.
Hi guys, good morning.
Good morning, Saket.
Just give me a second, we'll start. Okay, so yeah, so anyone new today who were not there yesterday? Yeah, anyone? Okay, so any doubts regarding what we have
Good
discussed
morning,
yesterday?
Saket.
Yeah, hi, good morning. Okay, fine. So let's start. Okay, so first we will discuss the key concepts. Okay, I will show you today. We will see all these things, how they look in the Uipath tool, and basically, so as of now, understand that an activity is a small unit of task to be done by using one of the feature which is available in the Uipath tool. So see here, what it is saying, an activity is a small task or an action in Uipath. Okay, so that is called an activity. So what could be this activity? A small activity, a small unit of activity. What could be that? It could be a clicking on a button, or it could be pressing a key on the keyboard, or it could be a small unit of task, copying some text, pasting somewhere. Okay, or writing some data, writing the email address or writing the password. Okay, and selecting some object, selecting some image, or selecting some link. Okay, all those are small task of actions, small task or actions in UiPath. So how do we do this? How do we do all these tasks or small actions? By using activities. How it is possible in UiPath is by using the activities. There are many activities in UiPath which facilitate us RPA developer to do all these things and develop an automation solution, right? Okay. Then what is a sequence? Combination of meaningful series of activities make a sequence. So if we are trying to use, multiple activities, okay, to do some to do some task, to do some automation task. So for attaining an output of the automation solution, let's say we have to use some 3 to 4 activities. So all that 3 to 4 activities will make one sequence. Okay, so that means a sequence may consider n number of activities. Okay, a sequence may consider, so, or we can put together, if I put in another way, if there is more than one activity, if there is more than one activity which we have to use in order to do some particular task in the process of automating something. Okay, if we use more than one activity, it will create a sequence. Fine. So if we are using more than one activity, that is a sequence. A combination of meaningful series of activities make a sequence. Fine. So see, for example, system restart. So here it will include a click of button, and again it will lead to, again I have to click something here, and again I have to click something here. So how many? For example, let's say it is having 3 activities. So to do these 3 activities, I have to use the activities, and finally it will generate a sequence. Logging into email. So what are the things which we have to do in order to log into the email? Okay, same thing, we have to go to the browser, right, and we have to give some URL, and the Gmail will open. After that we have to give the username. So there are some 5 to 6 activities which we have to do, right? So all these make one sequence. So I will show you how these activities will look like. Okay, so first let's see, then we will go to projects. Yeah, so this is the home page of UiPath. Okay, so in this we will be able to see different types of projects. So these are the different types of projects: process, library, transactional process, agent process improvement, robotic enterprise framework. So it's the same thing which I have mentioned here. Okay, so this is a new version. Okay, what we are seeing is a new version. In the older version of UiPath, these were the options. In the new version, okay, so it has improved now. Okay, so we'll discuss that later. So if you want to see the studio, if you want to see, this is the home page. Here this is what we will get. These are the different types of projects, and here on the right side under the recent, these are the projects which we have already worked. Okay, so this will show if we have not developed anything, if we have not developed any project, or if we have not used UiPath, this portion will be blank. This portion will be blank, nothing will be visible. Only new, under new there will be types of projects. Okay, this portion will be blank if we have not used anything. Okay, and this is the home page. Immediately once we install UiPath and open, this is what we will see. Okay, and in order to go to UiPath Studio, click on open. Sorry. Let's say I will open any of the project which we have, I mean to say which is already existing. Okay, so I'm just opening. So it will always take some few seconds of time to open, because it has to load, and it has to load all the dependencies which has. Okay, then it will open. So this is how UiPath Studio looks like. So this is the studio, guys. This is studio. Okay, so this is here. So you are able to see main, right? You are able to see main tab. Under here there is space, there is blank space. So in this blank space we will develop the processes. We will develop the processes by the help of activities. By the help of activities. So I said I will show you activities, right? So these are all the activities available under available. So under UI automation, see here, what is the heading? Activities. Activities, these are all the activities which will help us to do and develop automation. Okay, so see, for automating the user interface of some application, so these are many activities which are available under UI automation. Again, there is something called element. Okay, so we will see one by one each. Okay, when we are using directly. So under user events, see, there are these many activities. Okay, so again there will be sub activities within each group of, if we consider element trigger as one group, then there are two activities under that. Okay, so in this way these are all the activities, so that will be in the activities. So here, see, here we have three tabs here: project, activities, snippets. So if we want to see all the activities, I have to click on this one. If I want to see what are the projects which we have developed in the UiPath Studio, click on project. So see here, we are able to see all the projects which we have developed. If you want to go back to activities, click here. So these are all the activities. So activities which are related to orchestrator, activities which are related to programming, activities which are related to user events, activities which are related to UI automation. So these are all grouped together and structured as a tree under each group. Fine. So this is about available. This is a list of activities which are available. Okay. And coming to favorites. Favorites are something which we use frequently. If we have used some activities frequently, those type of activities will come under favorites automatically. We need not do any specific effort for that. So if we have used any activities frequently, those activities come under favorites so that it will be easily available. Okay, so this is one thing. And if you are familiar, so once we are familiar with what are the activities which are available in UiPath Studio, let's say we have done some 2-3 use cases in the UiPath Studio, and after 5-6 sessions we get familiar with activities which are available, right? So we can directly search here. We can directly search here in this is the search activity, right? So here we can search any activities which are available in this list of activities. We can search here any activities which are available in this list. Let's say, for example, Excel related activities. So I have typed Excel. So see here, Excel table. Okay, so all the Excel related activities are there here. Fine. So in this way we can search any kind of activities. Let's say, for example, I want to, okay, I have just minimized everything. Let's say I want to have a message box. I want to have a message box. So I already know that there is an activity called message box in available list of activities in UiPath Studio because I am familiar. So once you also get familiar, you can search. So that is the intention I am showing. So see here, ME message box. So I have typed to write. So see here, under dialog, message box is there. So what we have to do here is just we have to hold mouse left click. We have to just hold mouse left click, and whatever the activity which we want, okay, hold mouse left click and drag and drop here like this. Okay, I'm just showing you. I'm not explaining any use case. I'm just showing you how these activities will work for us. How do we have to use these activities, right? So whatever the activity which we want, we can just hold the mouse left click and drag and drop here. So this is how. And if you want to delete, select and click delete on the keyboard. That's it. And because we are still not familiar, okay, what we can do is we can go one by one. We can go one by one in the list of the available activities and just get the activities which we are interested. Let's say, for example, in user events, you want to, like for example, if you want to click any image, so select this one, hold this one, drag and drop here. Okay, so until you get familiar with the activities which are available, okay, you can go one by one, search here and use that. So this is about activities, guys. So what are the activities, how to use them, how they react when we use them, we'll see one by one. Okay, yeah, any doubts here? Nothing?
Nothing from my side, Saket.
Okay, fine. Okay, so yeah. And sequences. Okay, so we have seen how activities will look like. Okay, so let's say I will take let's say I will take, so here under file, so whenever you want to do any tasks which are related to files, okay, so these are the related activities which are there. Okay, so for example, if you want to copy a file, I'm just dragging and dropping here. Okay, and after that I want to, let's say I want to copy. I have copied. Okay, and I want to, let's say I want to do something else, like let's say after copying, create directory. Create directory. So copy file, create directory are two activities, and both of these activities together, what it has made? It has made a sequence. So see here. So we are able to see sequence. So this is what the sequence is. So these two combined activities are making or developing a sequence. Fine, guys. So this is how it will be. Okay.
Yeah, Saket, I have one question.
Yeah.
When to use flowchart, when to use sequence?
We will see that. We will see that. So it is too advanced to ask that question. We'll see one by one.
Okay.
Okay. So before that, we have to understand many things about Uipath. Okay. So then we'll slowly go into that. So first we will discuss about Uipath orchestrate. Sorry, Uipath architecture. Okay, Uipath architecture. What actually this Uipath and what is the major components of this Uipath? Okay, so that we will discuss. Uipath architecture. Okay, so Uipath has first one called as robot. Uipath robot. Second one, orchestrator. Then studio. Simply you can call studio or Uipath studio, whatever. Okay, so these three put together develop a Uipath architecture. Okay, so we will see one by one what actually these things are. So first I will tell you what is studio. This is our favorite basically, Uipath studio. Why? Because 90% or above 90% of the time as an RPA developer, we will be working on Uipath studio only, right? So Uipath studio is a developer area where we do process modeling or development. In simple terminology, we can call it as process development or we can call it as process modeling. Okay, so UiPath, remember guys, UiPath Studio is where we develop our processes. Process is nothing but robot, guys. Process is nothing but the bot, robot, or whatever you call. Okay, and in UiPath, process is called bot, and for which we develop the process for a business process. Okay, don't get confused with that. Business process is something which is from the business side. They have some process in manual which they are doing in a manual way. We have to give the automation solution by developing a process, nothing but a bot or automated process. Fine. So UiPath Studio is a developer area where we develop or model the process. And orchestrator. Orchestrator is simply like a manager. Okay, orchestrator is simply like a manager which manages the whole framework of the UiPath. Okay, that includes robot, that includes studio, everything. So it is like a centralized management area. Orchestrator is a centralized management area where we can have dashboard. That means everything what actually happening in the UiPath. So we can see in dashboard. Okay, how many processes are there? That means how many bots have been developed, how many tasks have been are there in that particular bot, what is the bot and when it has to run. Okay, all those things. Managing the bots, managing, controlling, and monitoring. Okay, monitoring entire UiPath robotic process. Okay, so this is what orchestrator simply. Okay, so centralized orchestrator is a simple centralized management area where we can see the dashboard or develop the dashboard. Okay, and orchestrator is used for managing, controlling, and monitoring entire UiPath robotic processes. Okay, so this managing, controlling, and monitoring will involve. Okay, so will involve like deciding when a bot has to run. Okay, on which machine it has to run, and what is the data it has to consume. Okay, how many times a bot has to run. Okay, all these things will. Okay, and when it comes to monitoring, so whether the bot has executed successfully or whether it is failed and what are the reasons, all these include managing, controlling, and monitoring. Coming to,
Saket, it is
yeah,
integrated in the UiPath only, or do we have different like different platform or something, or is it included in UiPath Studio as well?
I didn't get you. What is that you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm asking like it is integrated with UiPath
Which,
Studio, or it
no,
has.
which you are asking about orchestrator?
Yeah.
Okay,
So I'm
so
asking
you
like
are
it is
you
integrated in the UiPath Studio, or it has separate platform or something.
okay. So UiPath orchestrator is accessible by cloud and we can access by web application also. So it is not unlike Blue Prism. It is not a single software which comes within the UiPath Studio. So it is something we can access orchestrator through cloud, or we can access orchestrator by any web application like any browser. So we can call it as a browser based and cloud based platform.
Okay, so for that we should have some credentials, right, to log into
Yes,
Orchestra.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so coming to what is that? Robot. Okay, UiPath robot. UiPath robot is an agent. It's like an agent which help to execute, which help to execute the processes. That means bots execute the processes on the target machines. We can call target machines or maybe systems. Okay, that is UiPath machines, and return the execution result. Final result would be. So basically, what is the result we will get from robot? So studio is the area where we develop the automation solution. Robot is the area where we get the result, and all the managing and controlling is the area where we do with orchestrator. Fine. So these three, the combination of these three will make a automation solution available through Uipath. Fine, guys.
Hi Saket, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
So the Uipath robot is nothing but yesterday you told that activities process that like right?
No. Activities are not. Activities are just I have shown you, right? So what are activities?
With that activities only we have created this robot, right?
See,
Can you?
studio is where we develop the robot. Robot is an agent which will help us to execute the bot which we have developed and give the result. Orchestrator is the management area. Okay, so what we are talking about, sequences and activities, are here in this studio. Okay, nothing related to robot. Robot is just an agent to which will help us to execute the bot which we have already developed in the studio. So while we are developing the process, we use our activities and sequences. Yeah, is that clear?
Yeah, got it. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Saket. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. So these are the components of the Uipath, guys. So if you get any question, definitely you will get an interview question from this. So basically, what are the components, or what is the architecture basically of the Uipath? So you should be able to answer this one. Fine. So we'll see. So there will be something theory to learn before we go into practical, guys. Okay. So first because we have to know about Uipath Studio, we'll go in deeper into this one. What actually this studio is, how we have to do and all. Okay, so we already know that Uipath Studio is a development area, right? Okay, so what we develop, the process is something which we develop. So how it is possible? So process development will be done through Microsoft Workflow Foundation. Okay, so basically understand Uipath is, so the backend and front end is supported by Microsoft technology. So that is the reason even the Uipath Studio, what we develop the processes are supported by, and process development is through Microsoft Workflow Foundation. Okay, this is a technology basically. Okay, so this is a Microsoft Workflow Foundation is a technology. Okay, if you know, it is fine. If you don't know, you can just Google it. What is this Microsoft Workflow Foundation technology basically? Okay, what is workflow? Basically a sequence of tasks or activities. Okay, in general, I'm not saying activities in UiPath. So any sequence of steps. Okay, so any sequence of steps in order to develop some solution is a workflow. Okay, and what are the best practices, how do we have to develop that workflow, and what are the what is the care we have to take while developing these solutions, all those. It is a technology based suggestions, or maybe technology based framework which is given by Microsoft. Okay, So here we can get all those details. Okay, but then in order to learn UiPath, we need not know all these things. Okay, so but it is basically adopting this Microsoft Workflow Foundation technology, UiPath. Okay, then what UiPath Studio consists of? So UiPath Studio has first one. It is a visual based. It is a visual based process designer. Okay, so why it is a visual based process designer? Because we are not writing any code here. We are using the activities which are already there, and the code is already developed beyond beyond that activities. So we are just using these visually available features in the UiPath Studio and developing the automation solution. How do we what is the visual based process designer? By use of activities, and how do we do that? Drag and drop. Okay, so this is the methodology. This is the methodology how we develop the solution. And the third one is it has advanced recorder. Okay, so this is very specific specific feature which is available in UiPath. So we can record whatever the activity which we want to do. Like for example, if you want to automate some banking process, okay, so that is you have to open the bank portal and you have to enter the credit card number or bank account number and open the information, and if you want to see what are the credentials of that particular customer, and then approve the credit card or whatever. So it has a sequence of steps to do, right? So what we can do is, instead of developing this workflow, instead of developing this robot, we can just simply record the manual process for first time, and then we can do some modifications and develop an automation solution. So this is called a recorder. So we will even see this one also, advanced recorder for desktop. Okay, so for desktop, web, Citrix, terminal. Okay, so all these applications, so on all these applications, recording the sequence of steps is possible and develop an automation solution. This is one of the very good feature which is available, but we have to use it carefully. Fourth one, so this is also one of the very good feature, and you should remember this one. Studio, UiPath Studio designer is integrated with TFS, that is integrated with TFS, that is Team Foundation Server. Okay, UiPath designer is integrated with TFS, Team Foundation Server. So what actually this is, you have developed some automation solution and you want to make it available, or you want to deploy that solution. So you can deploy that solution by Team Foundation Server, that is basically making it available, or saving that automation solution. You can do it by cloud, you can do it by Team Foundation Server, or you can do it internally in your local infrastructure basically. Okay, so UiPath is also giving access to Team Foundation Server for that. this is one of the feature which is available. Fine. So you can save all the automation solution which you have developed. Fine. So these are the major features which are available for UiPath Studio. Yeah. Anything you didn't understood, guys, here?
TFS is like a repository, right?
Yes. So it is not completely a repository, yes, but it is a kind of repository which is supported for UiPath specifically. Yeah, you can call it as a repository, but it has other many features also. You can do it by cloud. Yeah.
Like checking in the code or something.
Yes, you can do that. So what we do generally, like in Git, SVN, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to get details about that, we can just simply get some basic idea on googling what is this team foundation server on. But again, not necessary, just like how I said, for so it's just for the knowledge purpose, nothing to do with to learn your part.
Okay.
Fine. So coming to the available interfaces. Okay, so I said it is a visual based process designer, right? So I said what visual based process designer is available in UiPath Studio in order to develop the processes. So what are those visual based processes? Okay, so we will see that. Studio user interface. So that is first one, ribbon. Okay, first one, ribbon. Okay, I will show you one by one on this tool. Okay, but basically get acquainted with the terminology. We have to know the terminology first. Slowly we will of course remember and start working on that. And then quick access toolbar. Quick access toolbar. These are the user interfaces which are available, guys. Okay, third one, search bar. Okay, and all the other panels like designer panel, activities panel, which we have already seen. Okay, activities panel, library, projects, we have even seen this projects panel also. Properties, panel, outline panel, output panel. Okay, so these are all the panels which are available, guys. Okay, from designer panel to output panel. Okay, now let's see each of them in the tool. Fine. So this is the studio, UiPath Studio. This is the UiPath Studio. So we have seen this is activities panel. So once I click on activities panel, we will get what are all the activities which are available. A list will be displayed here. Okay, projects. If you have already developed some projects, or if if there are any default projects which are given by UiPath, this will be available here. Okay, so see here, project panel. Okay, snippets is something new in the new version. Okay, these are the examples, basically example use cases. Okay, once you install, you can just look over these also. Okay, so these are something which are by default given in the UiPath Studio, just to understand basically how the projects look like, snippets. Fine. And coming to ribbon. So this area, what we are able to see here from new, okay, so till here. This is called as ribbon in the UiPath Studio. So what are the features available is called ribbon area, and this is called universal search bar. So here, if you want to search anything in the UiPath Studio which you have developed, anything, you can search here. For any activity, for any sequence, for any project, whatever you want to search, you can search here in the universal search bar. So in project, again, we have some features on the top. So like, for example, see here, expand all, collapse all, refresh, show all files, okay, file explorer, show team page, remove unused screenshots. So this remove unused screenshots is, like I said, right, we can record the sequence of steps on web application, Windows application, right? So how that will be recorded as screenshots. Okay, internally UiPath saves that steps as screenshots. And once we have developed that automation solution, you want to remove that, because all that screenshots will be saved in the UiPath memory. And unnecessarily, what do you want to save? You can remove the screenshots. So this is the use. And all other we can, by name itself, we are able to understand what is this. Fine. And so this one, see here, there is something called output. So this output is developer's output layer. Okay, so in this we have discussed that there is something called robot, right, where we see the final result of that. Okay, so it is an agent and help to execute the process on the target machine system and return the execution result. So this is, once we have developed everything, a bot is developed and it has been executed, this result can be seen by client or end customer, whoever executes that part. But while developing the process, you want to see that particular activity's result, that particular sequence result. For a developer, he has to confirm whether he is developing according to the requirements or not, right? So that you can see from output panel. So if you click on this, you will see here, we will get the output here. So we just have to simply click on this, and if you want to minimize, again click on this. That's it. Fine. So this is called as output panel. So, and this one, properties. So for each and every activity, let's say for example, take one activity under user event, click trigger. I just taken this activity. So for every activity, there are specific properties for that. So see here, if I click on this, there is some properties. If I click on this, it is generating some other properties. Okay, so these are all the activities which are related to this particular properties. Okay, so we have to configure, we have to check whether we are giving the required properties for that or not. Fine, guys. So this is about properties panel. Outline panel. So see here, if you want to see the hierarchy of each sequence, what are the activities which are used in that sequence, we can check here. Outline, under see here, it will give the main, sequence, click trigger. So this is what. So if there are many activities which you have used and multiple sequences in one process, for just for giving the basic idea, brief idea, what is this about and what is the hierarchy, we can get from outline panel. Okay, so anything left? So variables, arguments and imports, I will tell you again. And what are the things, what actually these things are, we will discuss. Okay, basically, as of now, understand that. So these are the panels. Okay, and these are the, these are the terminology which is used to identify each feature in the UiPath Studio. Ribbon. So if I say ribbon, you should be able to understand that. Okay, this is the portion, ribbon portion. Okay, so This is what expected. Yeah. Any doubts, guys? Fine. So now we have understood what are the features which are available, what are the user interface features which are available, right? Now I will tell you the studio architecture. Okay, even studio has its architecture. Studio architecture. First one, it has default folder. It has default folder. That means whatever the processes which we have developed, it has to save somewhere, right? So it has a folder, okay, and there it will save. So I will tell you what is that folder. I will give the path. main.xaml. Okay, so this is the main workflow of the project. That is, we have seen here, right? So under main, the sequences and activities are getting added. So if we want to see what, if we want to create a file, that will be, if we want to create a file of some particular process, how it will be saved? It will be saved as main.xaml. Okay, it has screenshots and it will be saved. If we have recorded anything and if you want to save any screenshots, that will be saved in the dot screenshots. Okay, and where is your project? Basically entire project, where it is saved, it is saved in the form of JSON. Okay, JSON is a file type. Okay, so it is saved in the form of JSON file type. Okay, that is whatever, if whatever the project name, project.json. Okay, so this here, instead of project, it will be your project name, whatever the name which you give to your project. So project name.json. Okay, that is how it will be saved. Okay, so these are the things. These are the things which are available in the studio architecture. So what is this default folder? Okay, so small descriptions we will see tomorrow. Yeah. If you have any doubts, we can discuss now. Nothing, guys? Yeah.
So if I recorded, so if I recorded any application, so the format is saved as .xaml, right?
It is not recording, it is main. So here, whatever, if you want to save your process, okay, that will be saved as main.xml. This is what main. Nothing so we are still not discussing about recording or nothing. Okay, we are still not in the extent to talk about recording. Okay, so I'm saying main, this main file will be saved as .xaml format, and entire project is saved as .json. When I say entire project, so there could be many main files in that. So here, project. So see here. So this is blank process is one project, and in that, see csv.xaml, email.xaml, these are all main. CSV is a main. So I have whatever the name which you give for main, that will be saved. So this blank process is a project, and .xaml files are main files. Okay, so this is how it will be. That is what I am telling you.
Oh, good, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else,
So
guys?
yes, okay. So in the screenshot folder, how many screenshots will be there? There will be one or many?
There will be many. There will be many. So how whatever the number of screenshots or whatever the number of records which we have taken, so all that records will be saved as screenshots, right? So it will be saved in the UiPath memory. So until that UiPath memory is filled, it will save the screenshots. So there is no limit.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we remove unused screenshot, that is good. So that we can relieve the space for useful screenshots rather than keeping unused screenshots. We have to remove them. That is a good practice. But otherwise, there is no limit. It is not like 1, 2, or something. Whatever the recordings, how many processes until the memory is existing, that many screenshots will be there.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah. Fine, guys. Any doubts? If you still have any doubts, we can discuss. Fine, guys. So see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you, Saket.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Saket. Bye.